In this video, I'm going to tell you how I became the world's first certified partner in Builderall. What is up, guys? In today's video, I want to talk to you about how I became the world's first certified partner in Builderall. And it's probably not going to be what you think. So when I first started with Builderall, I started with Builderall in 2017, August. And when I first started, I was very shy, very withdrawn, very nervous, and I didn't even have a profile picture up on Facebook at the time. I was so nervous that I never made an original post, and I thought that everyone was going to laugh at me. I thought people were going to be mean, and I didn't really know what to expect. Well, I expected what I expected because it was what I'd been used to for many years. So I thought people were out to get me. I didn't even want to put myself out there, and I was way too scared to even speak a word on video. I remember the fear in my chest, in my stomach, when I put my first profile picture up. I was like, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? Well, you look ugly, you look stupid. It's just loads and loads of anxiety, loads and loads of stuff going through your head when you make that first step. Now, you may not be quite as bad as that. You may have a profile picture up, you may have posts, but I'm pretty sure that unless you have uber super confidence, that sometimes when you make a post, that moment before you click send on that post or that email, you start to doubt yourself, you start to question the picture. Maybe you might question some of the words, you might question a few things. And the first time you kind of do something, there's that anxiety, there's that fear. So I was really bad at the beginning when I first came into Builderall, to the point where I could barely do anything. I mean, when I first started making posts in the groups, I was really worried. I made sure that everything was right. I made sure I crossed my T's and dotted my I's all the time, because I used to get pointed out for being just a little bit off. If something wasn't perfect, you can be sure there was someone to point out my flaws. There was someone to pick at every single little thing that they possibly could. So it made me very anxious, made me very nervous, and made me very cautious. So I learned everything that I possibly could about the tools, about the Builderall platform, and started making posts in the group. And so people were liking what I was saying, people were liking my content, even though it was just answering questions at the time. And it helped my confidence a little bit. The first few times were absolutely terrifying. Every time I pressed enter, every time I answered someone, it was just like a mini heart attack. Could feel just like the chest getting a bit tight every time, but I did it anyway, and luckily I didn't get any negative feedback, or very little, especially in the beginning. So it really helped build my confidence up a little bit. And then I went on to speaking on a summit, and that was very difficult. That was that was after I actually, before that, I wrote the Builderall handbook. So I spent like a month, 8 hours a day, every day, writing about the tools. So I watched all the tutorials, and put the tutorials into my own words, into written form, into a book, because I was nowhere near ready to speak on camera, nowhere near ready to do any audio or video stuff. So I made a name for myself the only way I could. I made a written manual about all the tools, and I think that's a very important point to touch on and think about, the fact that there was no way that I could be on camera or do anything back then and actually be recognized for it. So I played to my strengths. I did what I could. I don't know if you've heard the saying, start where you are with the tools that you have, or something like that. I probably just butchered that quote, but it's important to play to your strengths and do what you can. So I did what I can, and I made a name for myself for it, which is why I got invited onto a summit to speak on a summit. And the summit was terrifying. It was the first time that I'd been on camera, I think. Or even, I wasn't even on camera. I just did a screen share, I think. But even like doing live screen share and talking was absolutely terrifying. And I actually forgot that my microphone was on mute the entire time. It was, I looked down afterwards and there was a little red light on. People were saying they couldn't hear me very well throughout the entire thing, but I was too nervous and worried to understand why, so I just kind of just carried on. But the Builderall community was really helpful, really supportive, and really nice and cool about it. And I did a re-record, and people really liked the content that I was sharing, and again it helped bring my confidence up a little bit. And after that was the certification. We went on the certification, and I was speaking a couple of times on the certification, but I was showing up every day on camera a lot of the time, even if it was a bit off to the side like this every now and again. But that was a really scary experience, and terrifying, harrowing experience for me as well, because being on calls with like up to 100 people at a time, I was just really nervous and barely said anything. But it helped build me up a little bit more. Eric was awesome. Eric, the CEO, was awesome, and I remember him saying distinctly, I said, James can be the best of us. That was his exact words that he said on one of the calls. He says he just needs to get out of his shell and start doing stuff. And I've held that close to my heart ever since he said that on the certification that day. That he's believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. He saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And I'm proving him right now. I mean, it's been he's given me the opportunity to speak on stage. I worked hard to become the world's first certified partner. I did my assignment literally the day that he set it, and I overkilled it. The assignment was to create a funnel with at least 2 of the other tools included in it, and I included like 15. Like every single tool that I could possibly include, I included. So the social proof, the video thing, the image placeholder thing, just every single one that I could, the chat, just everything. And I did that the very same day and sent it to him. And became the world's first certified partner because he believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself very much. So yeah, those words have stuck with me very much since then. And that is how I became the world's first certified partner. And since then, I've gone on to speak on stage at all of the Builderall events, been traveling around the world to Brazil, to Memphis, to Italy, Germany, and I've spoken in the UK, so everywhere and anywhere. And Eric's been behind me every step of the way. So yeah, like I say, he believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and those words have really, really stuck with me ever since he said them back in the first certification. So yeah, there's a bit about my story and how I became the world's first certified partner, from a shy, withdrawn recluse and for lack of a better word, broken. I think the main message that I want to share with you in this video is to play to your strengths, believe that you can do something, because even if you don't believe in yourself, there's going to be someone who does believe in you. And to just do what you can, start where you stand with the tools that you have, and do what you can, and do as much as you can every single day. You never underestimate the importance of what might seem like a insignificant action, because those insignificant actions can turn into very, very significant actions. And there's always some opportunity for someone who's really, really willing to go out and search for it. When I first created the handbook, I had no idea that it was going to get the massive reception that it did. I actually got a really, really warm reception from the deaf community. So people who couldn't hear, couldn't listen to the tutorials, found the handbook a godsend. So you never know what gap you might fill by just doing everything that you can and creating something awesome with the tools that you have. And yeah, so that's it for today. Just wanted to share with you a little bit of my story, a little bit of how I became the world's first certified partner and how much I've grown over the last couple of years now. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you in another video.